Hey, it's Tuxedo Mark. It's 8:54 p.m. on Monday, May 3rd, 2021, and welcome to another episode of VLOGTRON, the Voltron vlog. It's been quite a while since I've done one of these, so bear with me. I haven't watched the show in months, but yeah, I'm going through Voltron Defenders of the Universe, the original series. And now I'm picking up on Line Force season two. That's line, yeah, Line Force season two, episode 3. Coco is sleeping right behind my my computer. He just knocked over the modem. Bear with me here. I did not get knocked offline, did I? Hi, Random Cactus and Fire Cell. I'm still online, right? Okay, Coco. Coco likes to sleep on my desk, usually behind my computer. He was just like lying back there, and he just suddenly knocked the modem over because I've got like a tower modem. He just whacked it. Oh boy. Anyway, so for those of you that might be new to this, like I know I've got a bunch of new subscribers on the channel. Voltron Defenders of the Universe is a 1984 concoction. It's an American concoction, basically combining two different anime series into one and rewriting it and pretending like they're both part of the same universe, even though they originally had nothing to do with each other. So, based on like transforming, combining mecha, and so Line Force, there's Line Force and Vehicle Force, and they're kind of running simultaneously for a little while. But Line Force is definitely the more popular of the two, like by far. No one really cares for Vehicle Force. Anyway, so Line Force and Vehicle Force each had 52 episodes. And then they made a second season of Line Force after the battle was already won. Takes place after, and it's like 20 additional episodes. So that's what I mean by Line Force Season 2. So basically, Line Force episodes 53 to 72. Yes, they take place after the big final battle on episode 52. Yes, it is. Yes. Actually, there's been a reboot fairly recently on Netflix, which I haven't watched, but I'm talking about the original series from 1984 to 1985. So, in this episode, it's basically like not serious at all. It's a very comedic episode. And it has to do with, well, first of all, Prince Lotor is trying to like come up with some scheme to steal the throne from his father again. And the witch Hagar disrupts his plan. She's got a road beast, and her plan well, you don't have to watch this. I mean, I suppose you could. I haven't watched Legendary Defender, but just so you know, Voltron Defender of the Universe is very cheesy. It's like the dialogue, and I mean, they definitely dubbed down a lot of it from the original Japanese. If you're familiar with Battle of the Planets, that was an Americanization of another anime series. This was done by like, I see the same writer pop up on both Battle of the Planets and Voltron Defender of the Universe. So it's going to be like that. But anyway, so Hagar has a plan to infiltrate the Castle of Lions with a cat. Her plan is to take her robeast. It's like a cat-shaped robeast, and first she transforms it into a saber-toothed tiger, and then she transforms that into a little white kitty cat, and she sends the cat to geez, I forget the name of the planet already. Where the Voltron Line Force and Princess Allura live. And it has to infiltrate the castle. Meanwhile, Pidge, the youngest member of the team, is having problems with the mice. Yeah, the castle, they have pet mice that live there. So Pidge, basically there's like the 2 parent mice and 3 kid mice, and the kid mice are causing the problems. So Pidge has the mice like bound up, and Allura kind of pleads with him and the other guys to free the mice, because like Allura can like somehow communicate with the mice, even though they're just making like little mouse sounds. She understands what they're saying. It's like yeah. Anyway, so the parent mice promise that they'll keep an eye on their kid mice so they won't be pranking Pidge and all that. So the mice are let go. I think at one point, actually, before the mice are caught, Allura was letting them hide out in her room. There's this one really weird moment where Pidge goes to capture one of the mice, and the mouse goes under Allura's dress, and Pidge like reaches in there under her dress to grab the mouse. Yeah. Oh boy. Okay, so what? I'm trying to refresh my memory because this episode is already so forgettable. Okay, so Pidge finds the cat. He uses the cat. He tries to use the cat against the mouse. That's how the mice are caught. Hagar speaks to the cat like with her magic and whatever. She orders it to let her cat. She has like a blue cat named Kova. She orders to let her cat into the castle, and then both cats start tearing apart the castle's defensive systems. Yeah. Also, well, okay, the mice catch the cats, and the mice. If you've watched some of my previous reviews, Neil, near the end of the first season, the mice have like their own plane. It's like a mouse. It's dumb, but anyway, they expose the cats, but the cats kidnap one of the mice, Cheddar. Let's see. Oh, or it's Cheesy. Is it Cheesy? I thought it was Cheddar. Cheesy. But anyway, so they gander Lions, they form Voltron, they go into space, they rescue Cheesy, the mouse, who is being held prisoner by Hagar. Now, there's this one kind of awesome moment during the battle when like Keith orders Pidge to attack with his green line, and it gets captured. And Allura manages to free him. So that was pretty awesome. Um, anyway, Pidge rescues Cheesy. Team defeats the Robeast. Oh, okay. Planet Eros. That's what their planet is called. Okay. So the mice, to thank Pidge and to apologize for pranking him earlier, they make a cake for him. It's not elaborated on how mice are able to bake a cake, but yeah. So then Pidge invites everyone to share in eating the cake. And that's that. That's the end of the episode. Really not much to say about this one. But what I want to address kind of is how. All right, so it's almost like these episodes could have occurred during season one before the final battle, because at the beginning of this second season, they restored the status quo. Or I guess I shouldn't even say that, because the bad guys are just back in power with no explanation, really. Um, so it's almost like these extra 20 episodes could have been spread out during the first season, but not really, because the Castle of Lions is in its new spaceship form that was seen near the end of the first season. Yeah, the castle converts into a spaceship. And anyway, also, I think Castle Doom is supposed to be like a new castle. Yeah, the main bad guy's castle on Planet Doom is called Castle Doom. And I think it's a redesign of the castle. It's not the same one that you saw in the first season. Um, so because of these cosmetic differences, this season has to occur after the first one, but it's like there has stopped being any sort of character development. It's like there's no progression. It's like, oh, the bad guys are back in charge. Let's just keep on defeating them week after week or day after day or whatever. Yeah. So it's a good thing that there's only 20 of these extra episodes. I still like it better than Vehicle Force. I think I've watched 2 episodes of Vehicle Force so far, and I just haven't. I just haven't really gone into Vehicle Force. But I want to watch at least the rest of the Line Force episodes. Um, yeah, but not much else to say about. Oh, one other thing. Even though these 20 episodes are new and they are not taken from the existing anime series, I think it's called Go Lion or something like that. Even though this is new animation, they still recycle the shots of the team running to get into their little cars to drive to their lions in like the tube system. And then obviously the transformation sequence to form Voltron itself. That stuff's recycled from the anime series. But like some of like the scenes when they're running into tubes to go to their lines, sometimes some of the shots seem like they give no real thought to how they're copying and pasting them. Like we see um I'm trying to remember all of the characters' names. Hang on. Um, okay, we see Keith, Lance, Allura, and Hunk run into the tube system. They are first, second, fourth, and fifth in command, respectively. We don't see Pidge, who's apparently third in command, even though he's just a kid. We don't see him running into the tube system. Um, so it's like it's kind of weird. And then it almost seems like when you see them riding in their cars, they just throw in the shots like randomly, like not in team rank order, just however. You know? Also, I probably mentioned this in a previous episode, but Allura's governess, who's called Nanny on Voltron, she was called Hess, I think, in the original anime series, and she had been killed back in season 1 in the anime series. Of course, they edited that out for the American version, so she's still hanging around in season 2, and she was in this episode, but only barely. Like she was thrown in as an afterthought. When they arrive back from their mission, Hess is like, sorry, Hess. Nanny is like kneeling before Allura and making her usual stereotypical comments like, I was so worried about you. Why can't you just leave all the fighting to the boys? I just hate that. I hate that she's so dismissive of Allura's position on the Voltron Force and wishing that she wouldn't do it anymore. It's really aggravating. Um, Also, Koran, who's like, I guess, in charge of the castle or something, or he works for Allura, but also doesn't really obey her orders. And he's done some truly horrid stuff to her in the past. But anyway, he's there and he gives the final voiceover speech about Voltron, defender of the universe, whereas usually it's the narrator, Peter Cullen, that would do that, but or maybe one of the team members like Keith or whatever, but Koran did, so it was kind of weird. Anyway, so yeah, that's about it for this episode. There's 17 more of the Lion Force episodes in this series. After that, I guess I'll watch Vehicle Force a little at a time. Like I'm in no rush to get through it because if you haven't seen Vehicle Force, all right, in Lion Force there are the 5 pilots, and then there's there's Koran and Nanny back at the castle. In Vehicle Force, there's 15 pilots to form Voltron because there's 3 different teams and everyone has to come together to form Voltron. So there's the 15 pilots plus the bridge crew on the spaceship, and it's way too many characters to keep track of. But yeah, so that's my review of this episode. For those of you that follow me on Twitch, I'll be doing some live streaming there in a bit. I'll be playing some games. So if you want to come over there and check that out, fine. Anyway, so it's 9:14 p.m. and that's it. Thanks for watching.